Konnichiwa, minasan. Kyo desu. So, we are going to be reacting to a video to see if Australians can tell the difference between Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. This is bound to be interesting. A quick side note, for majority of us in the West, when it comes to Asians, most of us really think of Asians as just Chinese people. You know, Chinese people kind of like generally mask for all Asians in the West, sadly. And a lot of people don't know the difference between Japanese, Chinese, and Koreans. Now, as someone as myself who has studied Asian cultures and especially Japan, I kind of got an eye to tell which Asian is from where. I find that most Japanese are the most diverse looking of all the Asians. Chinese tend to have a certain look, Koreans tend to have a certain look, Southeast Asians tend to have a certain look. But again, you know, it's not always accurate all the time, but someone like myself who knows about Asian culture can tell the difference. But majority of people, when they think of Asian, they think of Chinese. Like, unless you're someone into anime or manga or some kind of Japanese culture, you're really not gonna know the difference. I mean, I really didn't know about Japan until I got introduced to anime, which was when I was like in middle school. So enough of me ranting. Let's watch this video, see how it is, and without further ado, ikimashou.
Hello everyone, how you guys going? 皆さんご機嫌いかがでしょうか？今日も可能性無限大 This is Taro Sack ということで、今日の動画では外国人に聞いた日本人、韓国人、中国人見分けられるというテーマでやっていきたいと思います。この動画を見てくれている皆さんに質問です。例えば目の前にスウェーデン人、イギリス人、ドイツ人とか何人でもいいんですけどがいて、誰がどの国から来たかって正確に当てることできると思いますか？例えば海外在住歴が長くて、いろんな仕事とか生活を通していろんな国の人とね関わる人であれば分かるよっていう人ももしかしたらいるかもしれないんですけど、もうそうでない限り基本的には難しいと思うんですよ。ただこう留学なりワーホリなり、旅行なり何でもいいですけど、海外にこう行くとね思うんですよね。日本人の僕たちはこう日本人というアイデンティティとか、日本人という誇りを持って海外に出てきました。できることなら日本人とこう認識してほしい、他の国の人とごっちゃりしないでほしいって。さてそこで僕が今住んでるここオーストラリアの人たちは日本人と他のアジアの国の人たちを、見分けることができるのか、またどういうふうに見分けているのか。今日僕の経験上、特にウエスタンの人たちが難しいと言いがちな中国人、韓国人、日本人のどれだと思いますか僕はっていうね、そういう感じでインタビューしていきたいと思います。Okie dokie, we have a beautiful ladies over here. Where are you guys from?
I'm from Spain.
Spain?
I'm from Mexico.
Mexico?
From Spain.
Okay, that's why you guys were speaking Spanish, yeah?
Yes.
I saw these beautiful ladies, I'm like, I need to talk to them, I can't go home like this. As you know, I haven't told you guys where I am from, but you know that I'm Asian.
Yeah.
Tell me, where am I from?
I say Korea, but I'm
Korea?
from Korea. Maybe.
I think maybe from Japan? No.
Japan?
Yeah, I would say Korea, Japan, or
Okay,
I don't know.
very interesting. So when you try to find out, what do you see, like gesture or my face or like my
I'm
pronunciation?
trying to your accent. I'm trying
Accent.
to get your accent. Yeah, but I'm not sure.
I'm focused more in your face, in your
My face,
But
your
your accent is
features.
very like.
features.
I mean, you have a good, like very good accent. It's very difficult to find. Like maybe are you
right.
from here, but your background is from
Somewhere
Japan or
else?
something. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
that's
so.
what you thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not from Australia, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. No, in my case it's because your outfit, like you have a style, so you know I've been thinking in an Asian, like a modern Asian country.
Wow, modern Asian country.
Yeah. I
Okay,
don't know how to say that. Yeah.
I am from Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it? Is it difficult for you guys to tell, like, if I'm, let's say, Chinese or Korean or Japanese or any other Asian countries?
For me, definitely not Chinese.
Definitely not
No,
Chinese.
no.
No.
You can tell.
Yeah,
You can tell.
yeah.
Yeah. But is it difficult to tell Korean or Japanese?
I think for us a little bit. For
Yeah.
Western people,
That's what I wanted to see today. Thank you very much for your
No,
cooperation.
Thank you very much.
Does it happen to you as well? Like if you see people from, I mean, Europe or America, you think that they are all look like the same?
Good question. I've been here for 6 years. I used to work with everyone from all over the country, all over the world, sorry. So I know, like, I tend to see, maybe, she's from Sweden or Finland. I can see English people, or,
Yeah.
you know, something like this. But I think most of Japanese people will struggle with this.
Yeah.
I think, German people, British people, you know, Italian people. I think it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so it's fair, you know.
Okay.
So as you know, I haven't told you where I am from, right?
Yeah.
Could you guess where I am from? I know it's difficult.
Oh, I don't know. Somewhere in Southeast Asia.
If there's no like rude or anything like that,
Yeah.
okay? Because if I see German people, English people,
Yeah.
Swedish people, for most of Japanese people, it's impossible to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to like just guess something like Taiwan. Just 'cause
Taiwan, yeah?
Yeah.
it's not obvious, but
What do you think so though?
just because like if it's like China, like I feel like it's like too big of a country that it might be like too easy of an answer.
Oh,
so
right, yeah,
so
yeah,
Taiwan
yeah.
is a little bit more like
Yeah.
off center.
So there's no like my feature or anything. You just.
I mean, like I can try, but like I really just
Okay,
be still
yeah.
guessing.
I mean, I think you have. I mean, I might sound similar. I don't know. I think maybe similar like Southeast Asia, like just the color of.
Southeast Asia because I'm a bit tan.
Yeah.
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
So when you try to guess where the people come from,
Yeah.
what do you usually see, especially when you try to tell Asian people? Like face or like you see accent?
I think
or-
also like fashion.
Oh, fashion.
Like I feel like Koreans have like a pretty set fashion, so I feel like I might be able to like tell if it's like coming from like Korean.
You mean like Korean fashion?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think color of the skin is a big one.
Color of skin.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So I am from Japan, and I'm very tan because I go for run all the time. Yeah, and then obviously the Australian sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. So the last question is going to be like this: is it very difficult for you guys to tell like where this Asian person comes from?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Very difficult. Yeah.
I think when I was a kid, I sort of pretended like I could, but
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm humbled. Like,
Yeah. I asked this question because you know many Japanese people come here for like studying English and working holidays and stuff, and the people sometimes feel like I want to be told, I want to be recognized as a Japanese,
Yeah.
but I know that it's hard. So I wanted to ask you this
Yeah.
question.
No, I think a lot of the time with that, where like I'll use the name as like working out. You know, if the last name's Nguyen, I'm like, oh, you're Vietnamese.
Yeah. True.
yeah, awesome to know.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your time.
No, I think.
I haven't told you guys that where I am from, right? And I want you guys to guess where did I come from?
Singapore.
Indonesia.
Indonesia? A good guess, but it's not correct. Okay. Why did you think that I am from Singapore?
Like you look for like.
My
Yeah.
appearance?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the same thing. You look like Indonesian.
I look like Indonesian,
The
yeah?
background is like your fathers are Indonesian or Asian, something like that, or you Australian.
No, I'm not Australian.
Oh.
Okay, I'll let you know. This is interesting. So I am Japanese. I've been here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been here for 6 years. About 6 years now. Last question. When you see Asian people, especially I reckon for many people, it's very difficult to tell if they are Chinese people, Korean people, or Japanese people. People tend to mix up. How do you think you can tell? Like, what's the factor you usually use to tell people? I know it's a difficult question, but
It is. For me, all of them are similar.
similar, very
Yes.
similar. Difficult to tell.
Yes.
Okay.
Really difficult.
Really difficult.
Yes.
Almost impossible. How about you?
Like for me, I think like Korean people, most of them are like white skin, about the skin and everything.
About the skin, so you see a skin first.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Almost impossible.
Almost impossible.
Very interesting. Thank you very much, ladies. That was perfect answers. I haven't told you where I am from, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Where did I come from?
Where did you guess?
Oh, I have no idea.
No, there's no rude or anything. You can just guess.
Why do I feel like it might be like the Philippines?
Philippines, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe Philippines because you reacted
Philippines.
Yeah.
Because
you reacted in a way when I said.
Yeah, you're
oh,
like,
like, oh really?
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
gestures and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
That's why you thought too.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I am from Japan. Okay.
Oh, really?
But that's okay
Yeah.
because I know that it's very difficult.
Yeah.
When you see Asian people, especially I would say because I'm Japanese, Chinese people, Korean people, Japanese people, is it very hard for you guys to tell by looking?
I'd say generally, yeah.
Generally
Quite similar.
difficult.
It's very, yeah, I find it really hard. I don't know the
Very
differentiating features or anything.
Last question. When you try to tell, what do you see? Accent, gesture, as you said, or just appearance? Like, what do you see?
I'd say mostly like gestures and
Gestures.
yeah, and how they. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell.
Really
I can't
difficult.
really tell. The only thing I would say is sometimes you can tell by features, like
Features, yeah.
sometimes, but it can be pretty hard and like you can definitely guess wrong.
Very interesting. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. はい、ということでここまで世界中の優しい、皆さんに協力してもらってインタビュー動画を撮ってきました。結果アジア人をこうパッと見て、はいあなたは日本人というふうに見分けるっていうのは、僕らがねこう目の前にヨーロッパ人とかたくさんいてどこの国の人か当ててくださいっていうのがすごく難しいっていうのと同じで、ほぼ不可能っていうことですね。いやー面白いですね。
Interesting. Generally speaking, as someone who's very fascinated with other cultures and I've kind of studied many races and I tried picking up other languages at one point. When you're very immersed in other cultures, you tend to find a similar pattern with groups of people. Like for me, even as a black person, I can tell if a black person's from America. I can tell if they're Jamaican or Haitian or Trini, or if they're from a country in Africa like Nigeria or Kenya or something like that. Because many people tend to have different facial features, though some facial features can be, common in similar groups of people. You can definitely find like certain features tend to be more prevalent in certain groups of people. For example, in my view, I think Koreans tend to have more rounder faces. They're more like puffy faces. They're not really straightforward. I find like more Chinese tend to have more straightforward faces and tend to be more flat in nature. And their eyes tend to be more slanted. I find that Japanese people are the most diverse because I've seen Japanese that look Korean. I've seen Japanese that look Chinese. But I feel like Japan, their eyes generally aren't as small. They're kind of like more larger than other Asians. Not only that, I feel like, Japanese tend to have more like more narrow and longer faces. And then Chinese tend to have more like circular faces, generally speaking, but it also depends of the region they come from. But Koreans tend to have more like puffy features, like they're more well-rounded. But the Chinese have more round faces with smaller eyes, and Japanese tend to be more narrow with more like straightforward faces. Again, this could work for any group of people, but it's like a general kind of analysis. And I find like Southeast Asians tend to be tanner in skin, but I've found many Japanese also to be tan of skin. So it really depends, but 80% of the time I can pinpoint like which Asian it is. But it's very interesting. But if you're not really well versed in other cultures, it could be kind of difficult to figure that out. So if you guys like the video, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Also hit that bell as well to get notified whenever we post a video. Arigatou gozaimasu. Minasan. じゃあね。